Good morning, people. It is Tuesday, February 19th, 2019. I definitely did sleep. Yesterday was quite interesting because my father, like I told you, the night before I told you I had a major headache. He was rolling some stuff out. I had a milder version of one yesterday. And I said, "What's going on?" He says, "I'm taking care of you." "You taking care of me?" "Yeah." "Do you need some money?" I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Okay." You think anything of it? I mean, I did some dumpster diving. Yeah. Think any of it? About, I got $1, a couple dollars, or whatever. I said, "Okay, well, I'll buy a lottery ticket with this. I can't do nothing else." I said, "Well, I'm digging in trash now." He said, "It's okay. There's something to do." Bought the ticket. Anyway, no big deal. Because, he already set something else in motion. Because I get a text from my friend. And he says, "What's going on?" I explained to him what was going on. I said, "Yeah, county, that money's up. And I need a job. And, holiday. It's a holiday, so, that impedes things. Miss Maggie said I needed a job. It's not like I ain't been looking. It ain't like I ain't been putting my resume out there." He said, "Yeah, I sent your resume to my friend, and they sent it to another office closer to you. But we haven't heard back from him yet." He said, "But I'm working on getting something to you and stuff that will hopefully keep you going, until you can get something." And I did appreciate that. And this is at the same time the man sniffing around looking for the rent. And he sent me some money that he had readily available for me to give that man. So when he stuck his head back in here, I can hand it to him. And he can back off for a minute while he's still working on getting that other to me. Now, I say all that to say what? One thing my father has been doing is rolling out another tale. He pinned it. It's already in the ethers. A lot of y'all talk about what's fated versus what's written. And, how do you arrive at certain conclusions and stuff. Now, I was looking at some of the stuff on YouTube that Teresa Caputo, some of her readings and stuff. And she was explaining her take on fate. About, the fact that there are certain things in life that are fated. Because she was doing a reading for somebody. And she was saying that you need to get over the fact that you weren't in that car to stop that accident from happening. Because you weren't supposed to be there. And if you were supposed to be there, or if you had been there, it could have sent you down a different pathway. She was basically talking about fate versus, why free will comes into play and why you might have made a choice not to do certain things because it takes you someplace else. It's like an interactive scenario, which is what I was trying to explain to you about this game that we're playing, which we call our lives. Now, as I was listening to her, my father's talking to me, and, because he was saying now, there's certain things that she says, because I'm looking at these videos now, and now he's letting me know. He says, "Look, there's certain things that she says you can hear and listen to and understand where it, plays in, but you're not going to subscribe to everything that she says." Now, he's just talking to me. Because, that's the relationship I have with him. Because the thing is, I know what I've asked God for. I know what I have been working toward my entire existence. And I'm not sitting here, trying to rack my brain about how do I get you on board when you might not even want the same things that I want. That's why I don't have a problem when you sit there and say, okay, I'm gone. But I do have an obligation to at least impart the information that you failed to see so that you're not lying to yourself when everything is said and done. Because I know what the story is, and I know how it's going to play out. And I know that a lot of people are going to be pissed. And it's not just I know this. A lot of people who are readers know it too. Why? Because they deal with spirit. And they're thinking individuals, and they're not sitting there, only listening to half the story. They're starting to piece it together even as it applies to themselves. They already know that they're screwed in a particular vantage because they started to realize, perhaps too late, that something was telling them something that didn't add up. I told you, my work got real serious real quick when Spirit tried to tell me, and my life was fucked, that I was ready to go. And I said, oh, no. I ain't ready to go. This is bullshit. And where is God in all this? Because right now all I see is you, and you ain't saying shit. And they started laughing, and they said, well, we got to keep going now. I needed my father to explain to me, because I knew the dreams that I was getting were coming from him. It had nothing to do with these, well, I ain't going to call them jerks, because they were, my guides. They were part of my spiritual team. I already knew I wasn't going to buy that shit. Y'all do. Y'all hang out with shit goes so quick it's not even funny. Seriously, that's what you do. Because you think you cracked the code. You haven't cracked anything. They're working on you. You are the eggs in their omelet. And you don't realize it. They used you. They used you for a purpose. Every cruise I went on, every hay house meeting, workshop I went to, I met people. They told me what they about. They would tell me their story. They told me how they came to know Spirit, and they would tell me what they were doing. But the thing is, what they were doing didn't really make much sense because they were trying to rewrite a story. They were not actually, shedding light on how the stories were interconnected. Because see, you don't put together a sophisticated system such as this and then turn around and say, after all these eons or, years of investing, to go back to prehistoric times and dinosaurs and things of that nature, that all of a sudden, you throw all that shit out, but you bring back some other shit, and then that's really what it's all about. No. You have to look at the progression. You have to look at the history. You have to look at the tales. You have to look at what's been penned. You have to look at who the players are. You have to look at who said what to who. You have to look at the story. You have to look at the strategy. I don't play tennis, but I was made to look at the game and study it to the point where I could call a match. And I had never picked up a racket but one time in high school and said, oh, I can't play this game. That ball comes too hard and too fast. I even learned some chess. I don't play it, but I understand the strategy behind it. They had to rewire my thinking, my thought process. As I was asleep. To make me ready for myself. I don't think anything of it. I don't think I did anything that nobody else can do. Do you know I tried to hand this job off to anybody and anybody and everybody else? And my father told me, oh, hell, no fuck no. This is your job. This is your blessing. This is what you asked for. You wanted to come back to me. And you are coming back to me the way that you were when I first delivered you. Fully integrated and knowing exactly who I am, what I'm all about. And then, we can kick it, but not before you fulfill the promise, which you told me straight up, and you were asleep. When I said I could take you and just blow this place up, and you said, no, we made a promise to the people. You are, if nothing else, a man of your word. You might not like what you have to go through to deliver it, but you will deliver the word. I will tell you that there are some people out there who are, legitimately gifted. And I wouldn't do what they're doing. But they are serving a purpose, because they are actually validating that there is life after death, and that these souls are out there, disembodied, waiting to come back. But everything they write is not true. Everything that's being said to them is not true. That's for your benefit. It's wishful thinking on your part. You will work toward that agenda and then find out it was a lie. And then you will be upset, because you will find out you wasted valuable time because you tried to scam a system that will not be scammed. You will not come into the house of the Lord on a lie. You will not sit there and say that you're a Christian when you're not. You will not sit there and say that you are a child of God and you cannot adhere to half of his 10 commandments, much less all 10. The first 5 have to do with him, and you definitely ain't following them. The next 5 have to do with you in your interactions with each other, and we know you ain't following them. I'll tell you straight up. Miss Maggie said that too, because I said, oh, they don't really say anything. She said, Carlos, you told them a long time ago this was not a question and answer session, and that they couldn't challenge you, because if they did, you wouldn't give them an earful. You can give them something to think about. So no, they just read and they contemplate. And as I've explained to you, send up your prayers. And he talks to me, he says, okay, we're going to discuss this now. Because he tells me. Because y'all praying. And he tailors the lessons. He sends me a dream, and I look at it, and then I come back and I tell you. Hopefully you're getting what you want to get. I don't know. He says you are. And I'll tell you why I don't do Q&A. Because my friend. She's a prime example of it. I was telling her something, and she told me, Sean, how many men? I said, I know you don't. I was just telling her straight up what was going on. And she told me she's just trying to make it. I said, I get that too. We're all trying to make it. And she telling me I need to get a job. And I said, yeah. I said, I want a job. You think I don't want a job? You know, when my vehicle broke down, I just got a haircut and called myself getting a job. He said, oh, no. You're going to go back in that house. And you're going to continue doing what you said you would do for me. That was last year. I'm still in this house, doing all this stuff for him. And at the same time, got a roof over my head. But it's like, it's not fair. I keep saying, it's not fair. One person shouldn't be doing one thing for this. For me. No. He said, you're going to pay him back. I mean, if something would have happened to me, he still would get paid all his money back and more. Because he's on my accounts. My retirement accounts that have to be paid out if something happens to me. He gets all that money. I gave him instructions already. I told him, I said, now you pay back my other friend. Go get me some money. Told him exactly how much to pay her. It's in writing, He'll do it. He has no problem. If nothing else, I ain't trying to scam nobody out of some money. Now, my family ain't gonna get a dime. Because they ain't on my accounts. In fact, I told them, you don't have to tell them that anything happened to me. They don't give a damn anyway. That's how traveling they are. What do you think about them? I'm in sound mind as I say that. They do not care. They're just like so many of y'all. God cares. See, I say he cares for you. He does. But at the same time, if you think you're going to do some devilish shit and you're going to spend eternity with his Christ, who don't do devilish shit, you got nothing coming. You've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Because like I said, hanging on that cross and him saying, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, only bought you time to divorce yourself from certain practices. It was not a continuation of being more of the same. And this world, clearly, is all about being more of the same. Very few people are really looking to improve upon themselves. If your kids have to take to the street and say, stop killing us in our schools, and you as parents don't see those kids as kids, what a right to ask you to stop killing us. And they talking about a lot of different things. And they even talking to their own, their peers. And telling them, y'all straight up stupid. This is your kids. And you're supposed to be their parents. And some of you are proud of them on both sides. And you think they're the same. They ain't the same. They already told you, we don't want to live with you. We can't work with you. It's like your government. That's why it's at an impasse all the time. It's becoming more and more problematic for you to find quality leadership. Because nobody's compromising anymore. So, does that make me stupid? It makes me stupid if I think that I'm going to sway you in an argument. That, what's common sense to me is now common sense to you. I know better than that. That's why I say keep your comments to yourself. Like Whoopi says, your tweets and your emails, I don't care. I only have one agenda when I record this stuff. That's to be pleasing in the sight of my Father, who is God, who wants a certain message out there for those who are inclined to really want to do the work, continue to do the work, and figure out how they are supposed to be extricated from this minutia that they are now being forced to contend with. Because they're still working for that goal of everlasting life. And there is a goal that is going to be delivered of everlasting life, where the soul that's in me, the soul that may be in you, will be fused into a life force, or, a vessel, a physical vessel, where you can enjoy life. You ain't worried about growing old and shit like that. You ain't worried about disease. You ain't worried about none of that shit. You're in a world where you can peacefully coexist. And it's not you in spirit trying to sit there and figure out when I get another shot at life. To improve upon myself. If you think that, you call Earth a school. If you think that you sat there and literally, by committee, tailor lessons where you come back and you just be a straight up dick. And you were justified to be that dick because of circumstances that were thrown at you. And you actually didn't learn anything. You just fell into the trap. And you gnawed your own leg off. Because there are many good people out there who never succumb to the things that victimize them. The worst thing I ever did, if I'm going to be honest, was I said cut them loose. I don't care. And I felt bad about that. I told my father, I said, I failed. He said, no, you didn't. He said, you have to realize, you already knew that these people were signing on to another program long before I woke you up. The New Age movement was already underway. They were already talking about ascension. You played catch up real quick to the point I had to slow you down. Because you understood what was playing out. You could not read enough. You could not watch enough. You could not ask me enough questions that I could answer fast enough to satisfy your appetite. Because you want to understand. That's how you roll. See, you don't care enough about anybody's one life to sit there and say that's the only life you care about before your own. And you know other people are going through the same thing. Now, people who know you or say they know you like you because you actually do pay attention to what they're going through and you give them another way to look at it. But the moment you tell them something they don't want to hear, they have a problem with you. They loved you best when you were asleep. And they watched me bless you time and time again. And when I took it, they didn't understand that I took it. And that you knew that I was taking it. And you knew why I was taking it. They only saw it that you were being punished for having done something that they said, oh, we ain't supposed to do that. But that ain't stopping the rest of the world from doing it. And it does have a ripple effect. And the only thing it cost them, really, was you. Because they can't sit there and say that you are friends now. You family and friends in name only. They can't call you. They don't have your number. And what did you ask me for? I'll tell you what I asked them for. I told them, I said, I want to be left alone. In the sense that, I have my friends. I like my friends. The ones I like spending time with. But I don't want to be bothered with all these people. Who's your spiritual advisors now? Because it really ain't me. They still invoking my name, but it ain't me. I used to dream all the time that I was getting mail, that I was checking. I was tired. I wake up tired. Because, my body is resting. But my soul is at work. Answering prayers. I don't do that shit anymore. In the dreamscape, I worked many jobs. Well, I worked them in life too, but those jobs I was working. I don't know anything about that job, but I was working it. I was working in life insurance. I was working in commissions. I was working in accounts payable. I was working in accounts receivable. I mean, I was doing all kind of shit. I was working in production. I was working as an accountant. I was supervising and not. I was dealing with people in spirit. I said, you ain't supposed to be here. And I said, and you don't have a sale word, do you? Take it up with the big man. And they looked at me like, and they walked away. This was in the dream. I thought the shit was funny. I'm like, no, okay, I know I'm dreaming. What's wrong with that? That's all I know. They don't know everything. You couldn't do this. That's my question. Seriously. If you are lucid dreaming and you know you're dreaming, ask them a question and see how they respond. You would think if they are really a product of your imagination, they would at least give you an answer. Then you would buy. Not just look at you like, and then walk off. It is funny. I'm telling you. I mean, I can tell y'all some stories. Seriously, I can tell you some stories. He's funny because the thing is, he laughs about this shit too, because he said, you know all that shit. He said, you said I hand the job off to somebody else. Why? You are funny. You really are. Because I robbed you of so much. And he really didn't. I mean, y'all did, because, I mean, y'all wanted something. And he had to give it to you. Let me tell you, he said, you're being robbed. Because, I mean, there were things in life I wanted to be able to experience. This was the next best thing. I didn't get to be an actor. Didn't get to go to the Academy Awards. I mean, there might be a way I can go. I don't know. I didn't get to do any of that shit. I'm working in Hollywood. I was going to be a writer. I was going to be a director. I was going to make movies. You know, these are things, these were dreams that I had, aspirations that I had. And I was poised to do all that stuff. And then, all of a sudden, I felt that I couldn't do it because something was shifting in the world. And I was being pulled in another direction. And I was. My story was being rewritten, even before I even knew what it was going to be. Just like when he said, don't worry about the money. I'm not worried about it. I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? He said, the money. And sure enough, yeah, I got some money yesterday. But I have more coming from my friend, as well as what my father has promised me. You know, it's going to piss a lot of you people off because you're not going to see me do anything with that money but live. Because it's not about the money. I tried to tell him I didn't want it. And then he said, when I'm done with you, you're going to want it. I'm tired of living like this. This is somebody's house. It looks like a prison cell. It's Maggie. Said, it looks like you in a prison. Yeah. Bunk beds, still bunk beds and whatnot. You know, I'm with man. I ain't trying to jump my bones or nothing like that. They're cool. They're nice people, for the most part. Some of them are just straight up, you know. But like I said, I'm in Russia. I mean, most of them are Russian. And they speak in Russian. And they always sound like they're mad. But they ain't mad. That's just how they are. They loud. And their language is harsh. But they can speak quite softly. I mean, I've witnessed them in various settings. And how they are with different people. They're here in America. They're here for various reasons. They ain't no different than anybody else. One person, he told me, he said, Americans like it cold. I'm like, where you get that from? He said, it's cold. He said, aren't you cold? I said, I got layers on. There's thermals on underneath this. He said, really? Where you get those from? The store? I don't like it cold. I don't like it hot. I like it just right. And he was like, yeah, well, we thought the Americans like it cold. He said, because they think we like it cold. We don't like it cold. And I said, now I'm going to tell you something. There's some people out there who have no problem with the cold. But there are other people that do. He's like, really? Man is trying to learn. He's trying to learn about us. But we come from the same regions of the world, that everybody comes from. We just been acclimated to another reality. And then we go, what, is that what we do? We go back. Now we done learn how not to get along over here and go back home to learn not how to get along. That is basically what a lot of people talk about when they go to another country, saying they're going to study at those universities. And then they go back home to take the knowledge because they want to improve upon the lives of their people. Now, we done left our homelands. However we left, whether we were forced to come here or forced out because they had no room for us there. We were trash there, and now we still trash. I mean, seriously. The founding fathers were considered trash by the aristocrats on the lands that they came from. So they got tired of paying them taxes. But at the same time, they still in bed with them. How you going to go to war for independence from Great Britain, and at the same time, you still Google Gaga over the Queen? Okay, I'm just asking questions. I don't understand something. No, I really don't. I don't understand you. But then I ain't trying to. Because see, crazy will make you crazy if you sit there and call yourself trying to follow along with that narrative. I'd rather stick to my own lane and not get caught up in your insanity. That's why I don't go everywhere. That's why I don't talk to everybody. And I definitely don't go where I'm not welcome. Because that's when shit jumps off that I don't welcome. But you feel like you can go anywhere you want to. Psychics believe they can go anywhere they want to too. They believe they can talk to any manner of spirit because they can sift through them, because they're all trustworthy, because intention is everything. Depends on what your intention is all about, don't you think? Why you want to know that? What's in it for me? I had a psychic tell me that once. Some Native American. It was a tribe. They exist. Or they did exist. They ran from one coast to the next. They were a trip. I woke up in the middle of the night, and he was standing there. His features were very pronounced. He was just looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and then he faded away. And I knew, what tribe he was, and I got up and I Googled it. I can't remember it now. That was years ago. And they did exist. Because he was telling me exactly how they settled their affairs. It was more theatrical. There was not bloodshed involved. It was almost like a boxing match or something like that. And I was telling my friend about it a couple of weeks ago. And he said, yeah, I know of a tribe that kind of like settled their affairs that way. They're not as pronounced as they used to be. But yeah. Because I told him, I said, because he's from Louisiana. And they had a heavy presence in Louisiana as far as their history. And so he knew about them. Well, he's an intelligent man. Studied and stuff. He knows all kind of stuff. So I thought that was interesting. And I was telling this, when I still studying, I was sleeping. I was telling this girl about it. She said, well, you should ask him how you can profit off of it. I'm like, why would I do that? The man's just telling me a story. Everything is not for you to profit off of. I mean, now, yeah, if I made a movie or whatever, I employ some people or whatever, of course we're going to sell it. We're going to sell the tickets and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to sit there. And, I mean, if somebody in spirit is just telling me something about who they are, it's not always about me sitting there trying to exploit their story. It's for me to understand it. Because, basically, that man, his tribe, his people, were all about trying to find another way of peaceful coexistence. I would like to have known their tribe. I feel like I would have been welcome amongst them, and they would have treated me with respect. And hopefully I would have done the same for them. See, that's what I'm looking for. The beauty of my Father's creation and so many beings. Oh God, don't do this to me. Because see, that's him too. See, to love one another. It's not a hard thing to do. To find a way to settle our differences. It's not a hard thing to do. You just have to be willing to do it. And it's not always done in what they're fisticuffs. People, I'm trying my best to try and impart to you what the teachings of Christ at its core was really all about, and what my Father wants to see with his kids, because we're all his kids. I don't take the statement, brothers and sisters in Christ, which is supposed to be a like mind too, and mindset. I don't take that lightly. If I pick up a gun and point it at my brother, I've already destroyed myself. Some of you, many of you have already made peace with that, because you have sworn an oath to another that supersedes the one that you ever swore to me. God knows this. I know it too. What do you want me to do? I can't argue in defense of you when you have adopted that in nature. And you say it's just you being you. I have to let you go your own way. Settle in with your new tribes until you don't feel comfortable with them, and then you're going to go and find another one or whatever. And it'll build, and it'll build, and it'll build, and then eventually you'll commit suicide. It is what it is. Anyway, that's enough for now. I have to have some breakfast biscuits, and they're out of date. They should have been pulled off the shelf, so I have to take them back. I need to do laundry. So, anyway, till next time, have a good day.